The relationship between Iran and Israel is one of deep-seated animosity, a complex entanglement rooted in historical grievances and ideological clashes. The 1979 Iranian Revolution marked a turning point, transforming Iran from a pro-Western monarchy under Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi into an Islamic republic led by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. This dramatic shift had profound geopolitical implications, particularly for Israel. Before the revolution, Iran under the Shah maintained close ties with Israel, a relationship fostered by shared strategic interests and a common adversary in the form of pan-Arabism. The two nations collaborated on security matters, with Israel even providing military aid and intelligence to Iran. However, the revolution brought an abrupt end to this alliance. Khomeini's revolutionary ideology viewed Israel as an illegitimate entity, a vestige of Western colonialism imposed upon the Muslim world. He condemned Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories and called for its dismantling. This stance resonated deeply within Iran, fueling anti-Israel sentiment and shaping the Islamic Republic's foreign policy. The severing of ties with Israel and the adoption of a staunchly anti-Israel stance marked the beginning of a protracted conflict, one that continues to cast a long shadow over the Middle East. The legacy of the 1979 revolution continues to shape the dynamics of the Israeli-Iranian relationship, fueling distrust, animosity, and a persistent threat of conflict. At the heart of the Israeli-Iranian conflict lies a fundamental ideological divide. Iran, under its Islamic Republic system, views Israel's existence as a violation of Islamic principles. The Islamic Republic's ideology, rooted in the teachings of Ayatollah Khomeini, regards Jerusalem as a sacred Islamic site and rejects the notion of a Jewish state in what it considers to be Muslim land. This ideological stance is non-negotiable for Iran's leadership, shaping its foreign policy and fueling its support for groups opposed to Israel's existence. The Iranian government views Israel as an illegitimate entity, a product of Western imperialism and a threat to the Islamic world. This perception is deeply ingrained in the Islamic Republic's identity and guides its actions in the region. Israel, on the other hand, sees itself as a Jewish state with a right to exist and defend itself. Its security doctrine is based on the premise of constant threat, a perception heightened by Iran's hostile rhetoric and actions. The Jewish state's history, marked by persecution and the Holocaust, reinforces its determination to protect its sovereignty and ensure its survival. This fundamental ideological clash makes any prospect of reconciliation or peaceful coexistence extremely difficult. The two nations operate from diametrically opposed positions, viewing each other as existential threats. This deep-rooted ideological divide continues to fuel the conflict, perpetuating a cycle of mistrust, animosity, and violence. Iran's strategy against Israel includes supporting armed groups opposed to Israel's existence. Iran provides financial, military, and logistical support to Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. These groups, seen as terrorist organizations by Israel and many Western countries, act as proxies for Iran. Hezbollah, a Shiite militant group in Lebanon, has received Iranian support for decades. Iran has provided Hezbollah with advanced weaponry, including rockets and missiles. This arsenal enables Hezbollah to threaten Israel's northern border, maintaining constant tension. Hamas, controlling Gaza, also benefits from Iranian support. Iran provides Hamas with funding, weapons, and training, bolstering its military capabilities. This support fuels the cycle of violence between Iran and Israel. Supporting armed groups allows Iran to project power and influence while maintaining deniability. The Israeli-Iranian conflict extends beyond their borders, playing out in proxy wars and covert operations. Syria and Lebanon, hosting Iranian-backed groups, have become battlegrounds in this shadow war. Iran's support for Assad in the Syrian civil war has heightened tensions with Israel. Iran's influence in Syria is seen as a direct threat by Israel. Israel has conducted airstrikes in Syria targeting Iranian assets and Hezbollah facilities. These strikes aim to prevent Iran from establishing a military presence in Syria. Lebanon, with Hezbollah's presence, is another confrontation arena. Israel views Hezbollah's arsenal in Lebanon as a major security concern. Israel has fought wars against Hezbollah in Lebanon and monitors their activities closely. These proxy conflicts show the complex nature of the Israeli-Iranian rivalry.